I would be remiss if I did not talk about the core feature of what ChessBase is all about. That is, well, to use it as a database for your games and show you how to create a database and to show you some quality of life improvements that they added to ChessBase 17. But before I do that, the first thing I want to show you is that a small quality of life that has nothing to do with a database, by the way, but a lot of people may enjoy this feature. First of all, if you see my screen, it's not normally it's not white like it normally is. So over here in the style, if you look up to the top right here, you can modify the visual style. So there's the white theme, which is the default, blue theme, a gray theme, and a black theme. So therefore, you can pick and choose which thing may best fit your need. I thought that was a pretty good touch. All right. So the next thing I want to do is tell you how to create a database. So how you do that, you go over here to file up in the top left corner, you go to new and you can click database, or alternatively, you go anywhere out here. I like to call this here the stage where you see all my databases and things at, and just right click and you will see new database and click new database and the screen pops up and you can enter the name. So let me make a name of a database here, analysis test, and you'll see why I named that analysis test here shortly. I'm gonna hit create new, and there it is. It shows up. This is our new database in the new database format, by the way. So, all right. So now, one of the big improvements that ChessBase has made in ChessBase 17 is that if you say if you just went to some website, right, and you saw PGN, and you're like, oh man, I want this PGN. I want to pull it into my ChessBase and analyze it. So if you just copy it, copy, normally, and then just go to file, make hit open a board. Now watch this. It just adds it right into the board, just like that. Normally in ChessBase 16 and all the previous versions, you would have to go over here and paste the game from the clipboard to here. You know, it just makes things a lot easier, a lot more pleasant, and just a little bit faster. And all of these things are welcome basically to make their software a bit more user friendly. All right, so now I'm gonna show you a cool feature here. By the way, I pulled that game from let me slide this over here in the screen. Now, oh, I was telling you about the paste feature. Here we go. So the paste feature that wasn't in the screen a while ago. Normally you would have to copy the game and go right here to paste. But however, again, it just basically adds it right to the board for you. That's just it. All right, so now one cool feature I want to show you is that first of all, I'll tell you where I got this PGM from. I pulled it from chessgames.com. This is the daily puzzle. So the move was on it was on King had already taken F6, so it was white's to play and win. So we can see the move here. Rook takes E2 check. Well, and when you take that, I mean the queen, if the queen takes the rook, then the knight has a fork here that hits the rook and the queen, right? All right, so we see that. So now, say if you wanted to um make this into a puzzle because you wanted to like save it for say a student or save it for yourself for later. What you would do is if you would go over here to where you see training right here, click training, go over here to training annotation, click training annotation, and you can write in here a little question, say, what is the best move for white? Okay. And now you just hit OK. Now, as you see what happens here, if you sent this file to a friend of yours, they would play through this game. And when they get to this point in the game, they would be presented with this puzzle. And it says, what is the best move for white, which you just saw me enter. And if you enter the wrong move, like for example here, it just won't let it, won't accept it as an input. However, if you play the right move, it just continues playing. So in this case, the right move is rook to e2. And it goes to show you that now queen takes e2, knight takes f4, which is the royal fork, which is game over. So now another feature that I wanted to show you is that um, how to use these buttons down here at the bottom to annotate your game. So each one of these has something like you can promote a variation, delete a variation. Let's just say here, um, let's put in a different variation. Knight went to a7. Let's do something like this and just make up our own variation here. This is not going to make any sense. We're just making a variation here just for the sake of it, just to enter some moves, just to show that this is a variation. So now we go here to this variation here and we hit promote. It now makes that the main line and takes the main line and obviously makes that the um, sub variation now. So, and then there's a lot of things you can delete remaining moves. Say if you want, if say like right here, if you want to end your analysis here on queen takes f8 check, if you hit that, it will delete the remaining moves. So let's just go ahead and do that. So I'm not going to go through all these because most of these are self-explanatory, but I will show you this one right here. If you want to put, say, okay, let's click this move here, a4. You can put annotation. You can annotate before the move. So let's just say before move test, hit enter, and it puts it before the move. And now we'll hit after the move and say after the move test, hit enter, and it shows up after the move. So this way you can annotate your games, put your thoughts down quickly. All of these things here where you can put a diagram right here, like for example, let's just say diagram. Here you say insert diagram. It's going to put a diagram inserted at that position, what move your cursor is on. Okay. Rest of these are just putting should be self-explanatory now where you can put these types of qualifications behind the move, put all of these sorts of things that let people know if they're winning and that sort of thing. But what I really want to show you is this new feature here called end of game. Okay, this is a new feature here. So say if let's go back and let's promote this variation here. Okay, this is this here doesn't make okay, let me go back to the other move here. Okay, I lost my spot. Oh, that's right, I deleted it. Okay, here's an example. Let's just say fictitiously if if f takes e6 check was the last move of the game. All right. And okay, now let's go from here. Okay, king moves, queen here. Let's just make a move here and knight here. This doesn't make any sense, but you'll see what the other point I'm trying to illustrate. Now you remember queen takes f8. Let's just say if that was the end of the game, right? Now if you go over here to end game, what'll happen is that it'll make that the end of the game and all your analysis, it adds it under the bottom. So say if you sent this file to somebody, if you wanted to continue past the last move of the real actual game, you can show them where the actual game ended, which in this case would be queen takes f8 check, and then show them your analysis after that. So because now it's demarcated, so you can see that this is analysis and this here is what I input down here. So that's another very cool feature. Now, the last thing I want to talk about here is saving your game. Okay. So first of all, you can go over here to File in the left-hand corner, top left-hand corner, and click Save, and then you can replace the game or save it into your database. It's just the way they word it. But basically, you're just going to save the game to whatever database you want. So for example, you click Save, this here pops up. Or you can just simply, while everything down here is you know, while this window is active, just hit Control S and this pops up. Now, this here is not new, but what is new is this right here, where you see right here where you save game, but you can also save it as analysis. So let me show you the difference. Okay, if you save this as a game, you hit OK, there's a lot of information here you put it. Annotating teams, rate. It's so much information you can put in about this game if you save it as an actual game in your database. All right. Okay, now let's go back to analysis. Now, if you click analysis and hit OK, it's just going to show you a quick, um, you just want to write a quick thing. So, say for example, I'm gonna send this file and say, okay, this is for uh, uh, Royal Fork training. I want to show my friend or my student how to, um, um, you know, see that he could sacrifice his rook and end up with a Royal Fork in the end. So we'll just say Royal Fork training, and then we hit OK. Hold on, let me make sure I say this to the right database. Sorry, I just want to double check that. All right, yeah, it was in analysis database. Yeah, I mean analysis test. That's why I made that database. Royal Fork training. We hit OK, and now it's saved into that database. So let's close this window here. Now we go to this right here. I just clicked one time, and you see the game here popped up. Now this is an analysis. And when I open it, it's just part of my analysis database. So I didn't have to save it into a game. So basically, what I'm saying is, if you didn't have any of this information up here at the top, you wouldn't have to enter it. So let me give you a use case for that. And I'm gonna show you. Let's just open up a brand new board, and we just want to show somebody the shortest checkmate training. Okay, let's just say that if white goes here, black goes here, white goes here. This here is checkmate. This is the shortest checkmate possible. All right. So we save this in our analysis database as analysis and just click shortest mate training. Okay, shortest mate training. That's just the name of it. So that's just, so you see right here, it added it right here, shortest mate training. So this is just what this is, and I saved it to my analysis database because it's not a game. It's not a real game. It's just something I want to show a friend, and we can make this into a database and send this over to somebody else. That's what's pretty cool about that feature. Now, also up under here where you see new game, they've also added new game, new analysis, or new setup. So new analysis, this is new here. Used to just be you would have a new game or position setup. So it's also under this menu here as well. So that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, seeing these quality of life improvements that ChessBase 17 has added. I hope you learned how you can make a database, add games to it, and annotate that game and make a training file from it and an analysis file. You guys take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.